About putting that together, like what was the vision on that? Like,
you don't know my name was crazy.
Iconic moment.
That was a really special. That was a really special moment. Like in my career, and you know, when we were in the studio creating it, because Kanye and I had done a few different vibes.
Yeah.
And when we started You Don't Know My Name, and then at the time, like John Legend wasn't even really established as an artist yet, and he did backgrounds on that song along with Harold Lilly, who I talked about earlier, because we wrote on a lot of those earlier songs, and it was so fresh to kind of combine this whole, you know, Kanye when he first started, and like the sampling of the old, you know, vintage classics, and that's my style, and then putting it all together. And I remember we were in the studio, like, you know what you need to do? You need to go in the booth right now, and you need to just talk like how they used to do on old records, just talk. He's like, you know, you gotta be like the girl in the shop, and you got to, you know, and then you waiting, and he kind of ran down some idea, and I was like, ooh, hold up, let me go in for a second. And that whole thing was like a freestyle. I mean, that whole little rap spit thing that I did the homie on the phone.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It was all the time like a commercial.
Kanye was one I was like, and then maybe your cell phone crack up, and like it was a whole
that was dope.
Just a build, and that's a long song too.
It's like 6 minutes.
And radio played the whole damn thing.
It's great. It's so good to be able to do that, not be in any boxes, you know.
I read somewhere that you was gonna do. There was a possibility at one point. You was like, man, I'm gonna go in on Lil Wayne. And was it Kanye or was it Drake that you was gonna write a song for him? And
there was, you know, for that time period that when I made the record talking to myself, what I was basically talking about was the time period that I was away. I was kind of watching what was going on in the game, and it was like anything that was hot at that moment, or anybody who was like really killing shit at that moment, I felt like I felt like I felt so bad about myself and the music that I was creating that I felt like I started to turn into a hater. And it wasn't just, singling Kanye and Wayne out at that time period. I mean, they were the ones who were killing it the most to me, you know, and it hurt. I'd pop the CD in, you know what I mean? I'd be like, fuck, man, I'm not doing this now.
Right. Like, this is so damn good. I hate this.
So it was like I felt like I came very close to, like, for me, it would have been career suicide, because I felt like I want to take, I'm going to make a song. I should make a song like just dissing everybody who's doing it in the game right now.
Hey, man, did you mentally have the verses already, or did you start writing?
No, I just had the thoughts, man. And just, you know, just walking around the studio was just like, you know, I think that deep down I just wasn't happy with myself, man. You know, and I knew that it was like, there were some really dark moments in there, man, where it was just like, when I think about how my thought process was, you know, when I was high a lot, it wasn't good, man, and it certainly wasn't me, because I'm not even that kind of person.
Making the Faith video with Kanye was absolutely amazing. It taught me how to trust, because I grew up having a lot of trust issues. And even though I seen Sheep and I didn't know what was going on, it was a thing of, you know what, Kanye is a genius, I'm gonna trust him, I'm gonna let him be that genius that he is. At some point, a bit confusing, because we were kind of just switching things as we went, adding more things as we went. I think I got pooped on by the Sheep, because they just, like, you know how like animals, they make a certain pose and you know it's about to go down. Sheep, they'll be walking and pooping at the same time. You just, these hard doodle balls on the foot. And I had all this coconut oil, so it was kind of sticking to me, and I was just looking down like, these damn sheep. I was looking at Kanye like, I'm standing here naked with these damn sheep. It was a good time. I was able to let off some steam and put all my emotions and all my excitement, all my intensity, and all like my hard work, you know, that I've been giving for so long. I was able to put all of that into that moment. I kind of felt where he was going with it. Like, even just turning me into a cat, I felt like a lioness, you know, to protect my family. And it was about really just showing that you can have it all, you know. And I think that it's definitely deeper, but I don't know people's, you know, religious beliefs, you know. So that's all I can really say on it, is that I definitely feel like it's deeper. It reminded me of something very biblical.
All right,
right, I'm hanging out with Kelly Price. Tallboy Experience.
Who didn't just see that? I was chewing gum when I got to him, and he was gracious enough to stop the camera so I could take the gum out of my mouth.
So talk to us about this song with Kanye West and Kirk Franklin.
Yes, amazing song. Oh my God, Ultralight Beam. From the very first phone call, just it all came together in such an incredible way. Some things you know are supposed to happen. That's one of those things that you know are just supposed to happen. And I think it is going to end up being one of the monumental moments of my career. It is definitely a career highlight.
How did the phone call happen, or how did it all go down?
It was Farnsworth. It was Farnsworth Bentley. I've known him for many years. Obviously, Ye has known him for many, many years, but we didn't know each other. So that's how the relationship was facilitated. The call was made that way. They were working on the music. They had this idea. And the purpose of the song really was to be something inspirational and uplifting and hope-filled. And so when I got the call, he explained it to me as best as he could, but the most important thing that came from that conversation, he said, I just need you to do what you do. I need the anointing on this song, and you're the person for it. And so I accepted the challenge.
Wow.
All right, so with Glow Up, you said that was one of your favorites too. Mm-hmm. And then Kanye joint. I don't remember. I know we talked about the Kanye song, but was Kanye there?
No,
you
he
sent
wasn't.
it to him.
Yeah, we sent it to him.
Have you ever worked with him? Like
I never worked with him, but I got a chance to talk to him, to tell him what I wanted, and finally had a conversation with him. And
had you never in all these years?
Mm-mm.
Really? Mm-hmm. Was he a fan? He had to be.
He liked my music.
That's all you got. You're Mary J. Blige. Did he not salute you and show you the proper?
You know, Angie, he did, and he invited me to his house.
Mm-hmm. Is it nice?
It's beautiful.
I bet.
And he's just a family man, and an architect, and he's Kanye. He's just so creative, and he just was doing so many creative things while I was there, all at one time. Seriously, like.
Did you find Kanye West for that album? Because he's on the first track.
For the most part, yes. That's the first record Kanye ever produced.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen? Like,
I mean,
this is 1998.
Yeah, we found. I mean, Kanye was.
This guy finds talent.
Kanye was managed by Free Maiden, who actually works for Kanye now. I think at Good Music, but he worked at So So Def, and he basically was like the general manager of So So Def, and him and D-Dot had Kanye, and Free just kept saying, yo, it's this beat. This how Free slid it to me. He wasn't telling me about the producer. He was like, yo, this beat, you should use this beat. And I'm like, yeah, why? And he just kept pushing this beat, like, use this beat. And I was like, okay, the beat is hard. I heard the beat. I thought about the beat. I'm like, yo, you know what? I put Nas on this beat, and I'm going to start my album like this.
Wow, turn it out.
And the whole time that we was doing that, I never knew that it was this dude who was making the beats that was telling my dad that he was gonna be bigger than me and talking up crazy. Like, but
so Kanye never changed.
No, never. He's been the same. Like, so after that, after he did my album, I let him do a remix for "Let's Get Married" or "Let's Get Married" remix before I did the one with Run. He did another remix, right? The beat that he had for the remix was crazy. They re-sang the vocals and all that. And I kept saying, man, we need a rapper on the song. So I left the studio, and this nigga got on the track and rapped and was like, I'm gonna be on this song without nobody asking him to be on the record. This was the Kanye that you got right now.
All Falls Down record with Kanye was a total surprise. I did not know. I did not show up to the studio that day to do All Falls Down. We were working on chapter 3. This was chapter 3. We were working on a song called Bullseye. It was me, him, and Common is featured on the record. And he went to sleep. He was in the other room, asleep, taking a nap because he was working crazy all night long trying to get the deadline. He had a deadline for his album. And All Falls Down was a single, and Lauryn Hill would not clear the sample that night. Like, nope, not killing the sample. So everybody was scrambling around. They knew what they were gonna do. And I was recording Bullseye, a whole totally different. We were in LA, totally different room. And it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. He's like, oh, okay, he comes in, because he was coming in and out listening to the song. He was be like in this room with the Common record, this room, like he was in all these different rooms trying to finish everything. So he came in my room and was just like, all right, listen back. Oh, cool. And I like it, okay. And then, because I write my records, so he would come in, he would give me, some pointers or tips, tell me how he liked his ideas, and I would give him my ideas and be like, I like this, push this over here, blah, blah, blah. So then he was like, SYLEENA, I was wondering if I could try something with you, if you could try something for me. It's like 6 in the morning, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So we go next door. He plays the record for me. He's like, yeah, I need somebody on this hook. He didn't tell me any of the logistics. He just said, I need somebody on this hook. I've been trying to find somebody to re-sing the hook. He didn't tell me why. He didn't tell me nothing. I didn't know that she didn't clear it until afterwards. I go into the booth and they play it's the Mystery of Iniquity sample. And when it all falls down. That's how it goes. Like it's slow. I'm telling you all, it all falls down. She's singing about Mystery of Iniquity, right? I guess when she was in the courtroom, right? And so that's the sample, but he sped it up. And so he was like, all right. And so I just kept trying to do it exactly. I'm doing it all, just like her, trying to do it exactly because, to my understanding, he was trying to get the sample. He was trying to get somebody to sing the sample so that he wouldn't have to pay for the sample. But I didn't know it was because she didn't clear it. I just knew, oh, okay, he's trying to get the thing, so I had to pay for it. I understood that. But then he was like, all right, now switch it up. Do some things you want to do. So then that's when I started stacking it. I'm telling you, all those different voices and I'm telling you, and I started doing all that. All of that stuff. And then him and his guy, I guess it's A&R guy, they just sit there. Nobody had no faces. Nobody was like, that's dope. They were just like, all right, SYLEENA, thanks. All right. I was like, all right, cool. Let me know what's going on with Bullseye, holla at you. Like 10 o'clock in the morning, next morning. Now, mind you, it's 7 something when I'm getting home. So they call it like 10, 11. Yeah, so the video is next week. We're about to do this, and we're going to do this. It's the next single is coming out this day, and this, that, and the third, and this, that, and the third. We're going on the tour, and it like all this in one day. So I was like, oh, okay. Okay, that's a good idea. Oh, that's sharp. Oh, okay, cool, thanks. And then that was just like, from there, it was just like boom, boom, boom. Oh, SYLEENA, I need you to go on the Jay Leno show. I need you to go on this show, that show, this show, that show. Go overseas, go on the tour. So that was actually really fun. And to me, Kanye, I don't care what nobody say about Kanye. He will always be my boy. He will always be my dog. He has a great heart, and he really is a good person. A lot of people might not know that about him because they probably get on his nerves and he don't really know how to deal with a lot of dumb stuff. Some people don't do well with dumb stuff. They don't know how to play it off. Some people just go, they give you the Jaheim, they give you the Chicago claps. He is from Chicago.
Something that's been making a lot of noise this weekend is Kanye putting out the projections all over the world. Have you got a chance to watch the new Slave projections? And
I just heard about them. I hadn't had a chance yet, man. My schedule's been insane. But I think that's a great marketing genius, man. Extremely. I mean, who would have thought of that? It's original. It's unique. It's something people will remember.
You and Kanye have worked together on a couple tracks. I mean, you produced Stand Up. You guys did Breathe In, Breathe Out. Now, one of the stories that's floating on the internet is from Who Kid, who said that you were actually there the night that he got in an accident. Do you remember that night at all, or is there any truth to that?
I kind of remember that night, but I kind of do remember that night. I don't remember it the exact way that Who Kid told it, of course, because I wasn't there during the whole time. But I think he was saying I was in the studio before he got in the accident. So I do remember, making sure and seeing Kanye afterwards, after the accident, and just being very, very, happy that he was okay and that he was going to recover and that, he still was 100% diving headfirst into this hip hop game, regardless of what happened.
Do you remember him trying to spit for you at all, or do you remember
He had it on camera.
Okay.
He had it on camera when he was spitting for me, and I honestly remember hearing him spit for the first time and was just like, yo, this dude can rap. He can rhyme.